Hello, Dodgers Nation. Welcome back to the Dodgers Insider, your go-to spot for everything happening in the world of the Los Angeles Dodgers. From the biggest games to behind-the-scenes moves and breakout stars, we've got you covered every step of the way. And today, Dodgers fans, buckle in, because we've got 3 major updates. Something historic just happened at Dodger Stadium, a moment that had fans on their feet and the entire league taking notice. But that's just the beginning. A bold, high-risk roster move has stunned insiders, and a potential trade is brewing that could either save or sink the Dodgers' rotation. Buckle up, because today's episode dives deep into the moves that could define the Dodgers' 2025 season. Update 1. Kim Hye-seong hits first MLB home run. It was a night to remember for Korean baseball, and an especially electric one for Dodgers fans, as Kim Hye-seong lit up the ballpark with his first ever Major League home run. The setting? Dodger Stadium. The opponent? The Oakland Athletics. And the moment came in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the Dodgers trailing and momentum slipping. But Kim stepped up to the plate, took a 0-1 fastball from A's starter Gunnar Hoagland, and absolutely crushed it. A 385-foot solo blast to right center field that tied the game at 3-3 and sent the crowd into a frenzy. The numbers behind it? The ball left Kim's bat at 104.3 miles per hour with a launch angle of 26 degrees. This wasn't just a fluke homer, it was a statement shot, and one that showcased the raw hitting talent the Dodgers hoped they were getting when they signed the 26-year-old via the posting system back in January. Kim, batting 9th and playing second base, had already legged out his first hit at Dodger Stadium earlier in the game, an infield single in the bottom of the 2nd. He finished the night 2 for 2 before Miguel Rojas pinch hit for him in the 6th inning and delivered a go-ahead double that gave the Dodgers a 4-3 lead. The floodgates opened from there. The Dodgers put up 5 more runs in the 8th inning to close out a 9-3 win. But Kim's moment stood out, a shining highlight in a game packed with action. Through his first 11 MLB games, Kim is now slashing an impressive .360/.360/.480, with 1 homer, 3 RBIs, and 2 steals. It's a small sample size, but the early returns are exciting. This is a player who's hitting for average, showing some power, and playing solid defense up the middle. Not bad for a guy who started the year in AAA Oklahoma City. And Kim wasn't the only Korean star making waves. Earlier that same day over in San Francisco, Giants outfielder Lee Jung-hoo homered for the 2nd game in a row. He blasted a 2-run shot off Diamondbacks reliever Ryan Nelson in the 7th inning, giving the Giants hope in what turned into a close 8-7 loss. Lee now has 6 home runs on the season to go with a .286 average and .482 slugging percentage. Meanwhile, in New York, Pittsburgh's Bae Ji-hwan picked up his first hit of the season, a bunt single, and later came around to score on a Jared Triolo homer. While Bae is still looking to find consistency, his speed and hustle remain undeniable. But back to Kim, because that's the headline here. There's something special about seeing international talent break through on the biggest stage. And Kim's arrival gives Dodgers fans something fresh and exciting to rally behind. With Mookie, Ohtani, and Freeman already dominating headlines, don't be surprised if Kim continues to carve out a role for himself as a spark plug at the bottom of the order. Update 2. Dodgers must make risky move after Dalton Rushing news. While Kim was making noise on the field, the Dodgers made some big waves off of it, calling up one of their most hyped prospects, catcher Dalton Rushing. The move wasn't entirely unexpected, but it did come with a twist. With all-star catcher Will Smith still scorching hot at the plate and entrenched behind it, the Dodgers designated longtime backup Austin Barnes for assignment to make room for Rushing. A major shift, and potentially the end of an era for Barnes, who's been with the team since 2015. Rushing, a 2nd-round pick in 2022, has absolutely raked in AAA Oklahoma City. He's slashing .308 with 5 home runs, a .938 OPS, and has shown defensive versatility by making starts at catcher, first base, designated hitter, and, more surprisingly, left field. And that's where things get interesting. With Smith behind the plate, Freeman at first, and Shohei Ohtani handling most DH duties, there's not much room in the infield or designated hitter spot for Rushing. That leaves left field as his most likely path to at-bats. But here's the catch. Rushing has only made 27 career starts in left field, all in the minors. Still, the Dodgers seem ready to roll the dice, and honestly, why not? Current left fielder Michael Conforto has been struggling mightily. He's batting just .172 with a .590 OPS and has 0 defensive runs saved above average. Not only is his production lacking, but the $17 million he's owed in 2025 makes things even more complicated. If he can't turn things around soon, the Dodgers have every incentive to see what Rushing can do in that spot, even if it's unorthodox. It's a risky move, no doubt about it. Defensive lapses in the outfield can cost games, and the last thing the Dodgers want is to weaken their defense while trying to bolster their offense. But this is also the kind of bold thinking that often separates great teams from good ones. The Dodgers have weathered serious injury blows to their pitching staff. Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, and Roki Sasaki are all on the shelf. And yet the team keeps finding ways to stay competitive. With Rushing now in the mix, this offense might get even scarier. If he can hold his own in left field, even for a few innings a game, the Dodgers could be looking at one of the deepest lineups in baseball. Update 3. Dodgers trade Idea lands. Pitcher Seth Lugo. With all the exciting offense, it's easy to forget that the Dodgers still have one glaring issue: pitching depth. Tuesday night's brutal 11-1 loss to the A's was a wake-up call. The Dodgers can't rely on patchwork rotations and bullpen games forever. If they want to win a World Series, and let's be clear, that is the goal, they'll need to reinforce the starting rotation, especially with Snell, Glasnow, and Sasaki out. That's where a name like Seth Lugo enters the conversation. Bleacher Report's Kerry Miller floated Lugo as a potential trade target, and honestly, it makes a ton of sense. The 34-year-old veteran has been rock solid since becoming a full-time starter back in 2023. Last season, Lugo threw 206.2 innings, faced the most batters in baseball with 836, and racked up 181 strikeouts. He's durable, dependable, and quietly effective. Now pitching for the Kansas City Royals, Lugo could become available depending on how things shake out in the standings over the next few months. The Royals started 8-14, but have since won 11 of their last 13, vaulting back into playoff contention. If they hold steady, they might keep Lugo. But if they slip, he becomes a prime rental candidate. Lugo's contract situation also makes this a potential bargain. He holds a player option for next year, which means if the Dodgers trade for him, they'd likely only be on the hook for the rest of this season. A classic rental for a team trying to go all in. And he's exactly the kind of pitcher LA needs, someone who can eat innings, give the bullpen a break, and stabilize the back end of the rotation. Of course, much of this hinges on whether the Royals fall out of the race. But if they do, and if the Dodgers continue to tread water with makeshift starters, expect the front office to make a serious push. Because make no mistake, the Dodgers are not content with regular season success. They are built to compete in October. And pitching wins in October. Lugo might not be the flashiest name, but he could be the difference between another early exit and a championship run. So there you have it. Kim Hye-seong's unforgettable first MLB home run, the bold gamble with Dalton Rushing in left field, and the trade whispers surrounding Seth Lugo. Each story speaks to a larger truth about this Dodgers team. They're not afraid to take risks, shuffle the deck, or trust in the talent they've developed. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more Dodgers updates like this every day, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dodgers Insider. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.